Hello, welcome to Kenty Prime Time. Paul Kent here, and once again with Johnny Elias, and we've gone back to the well again, Johnny.
We have, mate.
We have. So we had such a huge response last week with Nat Wood and I suppose his way of life that he lives, that we've gone now to the younger brother, Garth. Garth, thank you for joining us, mate.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
So, Garth, as everybody knows, you played a little bit of rugby league and were very good at it, but that's not your greatest claim to fame. Your greatest claim to fame is you're on a Decore ad.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's not.
Don't have a look at me now. I should sue them for money. Look what they've done to my head.
You've got very fine hair. Very hard to bloody find.
Baby
Very
hair.
hard to find.
No.
There's a claim in that, I'm telling you.
I tell you, there might be a compo case in there.
Yeah.
See how you go.
Class action.
Garth, for people who don't probably need reminding, but we will remind you anyway. Knocked out Anthony Mundine as the finale for the Contender. Set off a small but lucrative boxing career for him. Became a bit of a household name during that period. Do you want to start there? We talk about the boxing, because I do love the whole story, the Contender story. So we were a little bit offbeat at the time, weren't we? You're a little bit out of sorts.
Mate,
Yeah.
I was broken marriage. Football career had finished. And I went south of the border.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the blame game sort of thing. Beat myself up. I was on the piss pretty hard, everything else. Hang with the wrong crew. Any chance I get, I just wanted to band-aid it with the piss and everything else. And just the funny thing was that the day I got a phone, well, what happened was Nat said, remember that Contender? And I said, yeah. He goes, Johnny Lewis reckons he might be able to get you in. I said, what are you talking about? And he goes, yeah. He goes, mate, we've heard that Shannon Taylor's going to pull out. And I said, whatever. And I didn't believe it. And then I got a phone call from Johnny, and I was actually in the backyard of someone's house. It was day 3 on the piss.
Wow.
And I had, like you do, I had 3 days. He said, mate, hello, son, how are you? I said, yeah, good, John. How are you? He went, good, mate. Listen, I got some news, mate. Shannon Taylor's pulling out. Are you up to scratch or what? And I said, yeah, I'm sweet. He goes, hey, don't fucking lie to me. I said, Johnny, I'm sweet. Yeah. Talking shit, because at that stage, all I really wanted was someone to believe in me, or someone to say, come on, mate, you'll be right. Yeah. But little did I know I was walking into, some heavy hitters, a competition where blokes had been given 14 weeks preparation to get themselves super fit, where I was nursing a bottle for probably 18 months and drowning my sorrows and blaming the world on why I wasn't playing footy anymore, or why my missus had left me. Yeah. So I said, Johnny, just let me go home and sort it out with mum and dad, because every second week or every weekend I was getting the girls, and I was miserable, depressed on the lounge. And so a lot of things played a big part for me to say, yeah, I'm going to go in there. For one was my daughters, because I needed to see them that, Dad's picked himself up and he's not a wreck, because I wasn't a good role model for them at all. They used to come to mum and dad's where I was staying, and I'd be still miserable and laying on the lounge. I wouldn't get off the lounge, and I wasn't a pretty sight. So I went home and I told mum and dad, Dad being who he is, he said straight to me, he said, you're a fucking idiot. He goes, you're going to end up fucking dead on a life support system. Don't think I don't know what you've been doing. I went, what? Playing dumb. And he goes, fuck off. Right? Well, I said, Mum, please, this is my only chance. Can you sort it out? Do something. She goes, leave it with me.
As mothers do.
Yeah, Mum's the best peacemaker in the world. Living with 3 absolute like us, me, my brother and Dad over the years. She's the pillar. Yeah. So whatever she did that night, I have to thank her, because he come down, he changed his story, and he said, listen, you better pull your head in, mate. There's some good fighters in there. There's the likes of 3 or 4 top teners at that stage. There was Kariz Kariuki, who'd just been in the Olympics, may have won a medal, I can't remember. Yep. Nader Hamden, Junior Talapau, another bloke called McCulloch.
Junior Talapau's a former NRL player too.
He played some grey games, I think.
He was a Cronulla, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Talapau,
So.
But there was also a bloke called Victor Oganoff, who
was a killer.
Mate, at that point, he was the most feared super middleweight in the world. Yeah. And
he was favourite to win, wasn't he, Gus?
He was a big favourite. And as we keep going down, I'll tell you more about him. But anyway, 3 days later, I'm on the Foxtel truck
Yeah.
out to Homebush, Ibis. It was staying in the Ibis Hotel.
Yeah.
So, mate, I was always fit, but fight fit and being fit. I was naturally born fit. I was a good runner cross country, and even when I played NRL, I broke all records. I think I was one time in SG Ball. Tim Rogers was our conditioner, and I finished the tape. There was a cassette tape back then, so we're going back to the first beep test. There's a couple more now, but I finished the tape, and then I think that's how I got selected into first grade. I got pulled up into first grade, and then Scotty Campbell was the condition, and I broke all records there. I did the Bay run and beat Mick O'Neill's run, so I was always pretty fit. Don't mean in the boast, but there's a difference between being fit and fight fit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Match
so,
fit,
yeah, exactly. I got into the Ibis and I saw the likes of these blokes, and I walked in there and I was dressed like Charlie Bronson out of the Street Fighter. I had the cap on and everything, and I walked in there. So I had sort of, to be a boxer and be a champion, you got to walk and talk like a champion. I wasn't really overconfident, but I knew what I could possess inside, and I had this little thing, this idea of I'm just going to be myself and be quiet, and then when I get a chance, I'm just going to unravel everything. So once I stepped into that Contender house, even though it was quite intimidating, the caliber of fighter that was in there, I just transformed my mindset, mentality and that, and I walked in there, and would you believe, first day was a fitness challenge.
Yeah, you got a lucky break there, didn't you?
I did a lot.
Yeah, because you was just to sort of break in. I remember talking to Johnny Lewis about you going in, and Johnny rang me and asked me, I don't know why, but he's like, "Would you support him?" I'm like, "Well, of course I would," And Johnny's whole thing was he just wanted to get you in the house. He I think if he was honest, he didn't think you could win. But he wanted to get you in there just to get you away from the drink.
Yeah, exactly.
For an extended period. And he said, I remember him saying to me, "Mate, I just want him, Paul, to just have a break from it, to try and find himself again."
Mate.
And to him, it was like he was looking at your stay there for however long, because you stayed in the house. For people who don't know, the Contender Series was a knockout competition of boxers, and they all went in, they fought each other, and you lose, you're out, and you stay in the house as long as you keep winning. And at the end of it, whoever won the final fight, then their prize, for want of a better word, was to fight Anthony Mundine in a legitimate fight for, I think it was $100,000 cash or something like as a purse or something like that, and also a shot at. Did he hold a belt at the time?
He held 3 world titles.
He was undefeated for 5
He didn't put any of his belts
for 5
up.
years, Paul.
Yeah.
It would have been beautiful if it was for a world title. It was for a Contender belt, which I won, and then it was to beat the Golden Boy.
Yeah. But out of that, though, the first time in, Johnny was worried when you got into camp because you came in sort of half sozzled.
Yeah. It was
and
rehab.
He was worried you're going to have to fight like that, but they had a fitness test at first, and whoever won the fitness test
got a week off.
What happened there?
Well, it was at Narrabeen. Remember that? And I thought, geez, this is Home and Away. Where they film Home and Away? I said, wow. I was still dusty. I'd been on the piss the weekend, and I just went, fuck. I'm looking at all these blokes around us. So we're on the Narrabeen beach or whatever beach it is. You had to sprint down the sand hill, down the sand, up the sand hills, run around this beaten track and that, and up this top of this cliff. But as you were running up, you had to look at these numbers and remember these codes. Once you got to the top of the code, you had to punch his code in and let the flag go. Jeez. So I chased his McCulloch, who was pretty fit, and he was
Ben McCulloch, wasn't he?
Yeah, Ben McCulloch, real good fighter. And I ran him down, chased him down, and then I remembered the code, and boom, off went the flag, and they give me a week off, going straight into competition, which was great because I sparred the ass off. Like, I was sparring everyone left, right, and centre. There was blokes coming in. Billy Hussein was bringing blokes in. We were just sparring blokes. But the sad thing was, for me, for any fighter, because I'm a bleeder, I got a headbutt and I got a big gash across my eye, and it was just before. I had 4 days for it to heal, which wasn't going to do nothing, the little butterfly stitches, but something happened, and then my first fight was going to be Israel Khani, who at that time was the Australian champion. And
you're a novice. For people that don't know,
mate, I'm a free fight
You'd never
novice.
had a fight in the ring.
Mate, all my fighting was done
life.
at the Dolphin Street Edge at Coogee. Yeah. So all my fighting was
street fighting.
Yeah, I was a street fighter, but I grew up in the gym. Mate, I fell in love with
Yeah.
boxing simply because Dad and Johnny are best mates. Jeff Fennick was, everyone wanted to be Jeff.
Yeah.
And 2:30, I remember I used to go to Alexandria Primary and school knocked off at 3 o'clock. I knew sparring started at 2:30, so I'd be bombing out the gates, sprinting up Urco Road just to go and sit on the apron just to watch the likes of Jeff Harding, Costa Zoo, because it's so addictive boxing. I just loved the whole sweat and the competitive that I saw with Jeff winning his titles and that. So that's how I fell in love with boxing. But mate, when I stepped into that that house where there's 14 other blokes, mate, I just transformed, and it all went back to how I was when I was a kid. I'm a dreamer, and I just thought, geez, if things happen for a reason, I'm really going to knuckle down. So I was, when I got the week off, I was just sparring everyone left, right and centre. But the sad thing was I got a headbutt and I got a massive gash across my eye.
What about the rest of the time? So you're doing the hard work, you've knuckled down that area. But when you're away from the gym, you're going back, were you like eating meals with these guys? Did you have your own rooms, or was it a dormitory type situation? Like how did you
Mate,
live?
for shooting, it was set up like we were all in this house, which we were at times. We did everything. We did challenges, we did breakfast together, we did training together, and the big camera walking around everywhere, just watching little conversations and that. Some blokes were putting it on, where I was just keeping to myself first off. But then after I had my first fight, and it was a brutal knockout that Israel Carney, which sadly he was a top bloke. Like most of the blokes were real terrific blokes, but being a boxer, you got to be willing to flick the switch when you had to. So it was sad. Yes and no. He was a good bloke. He probably didn't deserve to cop that big knockout that I give him, but it really set a tone for the house, and because they really didn't know who I was. I was this underdog, free fight novice. And then after I did that, and then I was thinking, fuck, who's this bloke? Garth Wood. Out come the cheekiness in me. Well, I wasn't a mug, but, I was a bit of a larrikin.
Yeah.
You give me one, if you be a little bit cheeky to me, I'm like my brother, It doesn't take one for me to put a show on. But not be a bully, but just one-liners and fucking make a gig of someone and then just have a good laugh about it. And then if you want to go, we go. And that's just how I've been born and raised. Growing up in Erskineville, Alexandria, mate, you had to learn to fight before you could walk, more or less. It was a pretty bad neighbourhood back in the 80s. So it just comes from our upbringing.
Yeah. So you worked your way through the chaos. Like, just talk us through the fights you had.
Mate, after I beat Carney, it didn't get any easier. And my next door neighbour, leading up to the first week I was in there, so I had a week off, then a week when I fought Carney. So I've been in there for 2 weeks and I knew of Victor Oganoff because I saw him a month before fight for a world title against a bloke called Durrell and got robbed. They stopped the fight. He dropped the bloke, and then they tried to say disqualification. So this bloke was literally a world champion, but had been robbed. But also he had a record at 28 and 27 knockouts.
Yeah, 28 wins, 27 knockouts.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. He had fucking sleeping tablets in both hands.
Yeah.
And
he was sort of seen too. Everyone thought, because he'd moved to Australia to live from Russia, and given his knockouts, power, and he had some pretty brutal knockouts himself, everybody was of the mind, this is going to be the next Kostya come through.
That's right.
He was like, Kostya had paved the way in Australian boxing, and Victor was going to be the guy that really was going to come along next.
A year before that, I saw him fight Kariz Kariuki up the coast, and it was a lethal knockout. He knocked Kariz out. So Kariz was in this competition as well. Yeah. So everyone was thinking them two were going to get to the final and take it out again and see who was going to win. Could be payback for Kariz or could be Oganoff. And
Garth, you had a rumour has it, and I want to hear it from you. You're about to fight Victor. You come up with the edge. Could you tell us about it?
It's a good story. Yeah. Well, what happened was, given the fact I beat Carney, but I got this big zipper across my eyebrow, and because it's on TV, and they said, mate, if it opens up again, we're going to pull it if you fight in your next fight. So I'm having a rocky moment in my room in the Ibis, looking in the mirror, thinking, fuck, look at this, who I'm about to fight. I'm the most feared super middleweight in the world. What am I going to do here? So I just started thinking to myself, I'm going to make this bloke think I'm an absolute fucking lunatic. And he might, he's seen me just do this big knockout to Kariz Kariuki. He knows I got power.
Yeah.
So before that, what I was doing, because I tried to keep my fitness up because everyone else had been given 14 weeks prep, and I'd just been on the piss for 18 months, whatever. I was sneaking out and going for runs every night for an hour. But when I found out I was fighting Viktor Oganov, I'd turn the TV up, full blast, the radio, piss off out the door and go for a run for an hour. This went on for a week because I knew I was going to fight him for a week. So every night I'd be doing it, and every night I'd come down the hallway, all I'd hear was, Garth, you fucking amateur. And fucking boom, boom, boom on the wall. I'm going to fucking kill you, Garth. Turn down the TV. Turn down the fucking TV. So I'd come in on the door and there'd be Jip Rock. They'd separate us and I'd start banging on the door. Victor, you fucking Russian, your mother's this, that. And then by the time at the end of the week, we had to have a weigh-in before the fight. We went head-to-head. I had nearly had a fight on the scales and that. And if you see the first round of that fight, I come out that motivated and everything. I hit him with that many punches. And Johnny Lewis even says, mate, I was surprised I didn't stop that fight that first round. But given how much of a favourite he was, and I was this novice, they let it go. But it only went for, was it 3 rounds, I think it was? It was 3 minutes. Mate, it ended up being rock and roll wrestling. I spear tackled him, he carried and me. It was crazy. They let the fight go. But I won that fight. Wow. And I won it hands down. He
was unsettled though, wasn't he?
Yeah, mate. I just thought myself
games and everything, Paul.
Well, he also mind games. Apparently, my story came to me that he was very big on his sleep. Okay, so he wanted an early night. He liked to get an early night. He liked a night of sleep. He liked to get up in the morning and train. And because Brace Gus sneaking out with his 10 p.m. runs and turning the music up, it's waking poor old Victor up. And
mate, he wasn't a bad bloke, but the funny thing was, I remember after he got beaten, he had his broken English and that. He must have thought, he said, I'm fucking spewing. He's going, I'm fucking vomiting. He fucking didn't know what was going on. Poor bloke, I just bamboozled him the way I just roughed his feathers up and I was just heckling him and that. But yeah, it was a car park fight at stages in that, but the first couple of rounds, I boxed his head off.
He fell into your hands, didn't he? Yeah. Like he tried to fight your fight. Eventually.
Yeah, he won the fight before he got.
He headbutted me and that, and then I elbowed him and we've spear tackle. But the ref let it go on. So what I've been told, especially in footy, you just test the ref until he says, "Hey, you can't be doing that. Stop it. Pull it up." So
you weren't going to lose after that,
in my favour. Mate,
after being Victor, you weren't going to lose.
Boxing is a beautiful sport, given the fact someone who, like myself, come from nothing, can just grow in confidence, and then, we saw what happened at the end of the day.
So tell us, the Mundine, you won the Mundine challenge, so you win the Contender. You're now the fighter to fight Mundine. Now, in that time, though, I remember.
No, I still had to fight the final.
Oh, Victor was in the final?
Victor was the semi.
Kariz.
Kariz Kariuki.
He had the fight. That's what I thought he said.
And the sad thing was,
you felt unbeatable after being.
Oh, mate! And the great thing was, I got to give credit when credit's due. Billy Hussein, he got me over the line to win the Contender final.
How so?
We got given 6 months, maybe 4 months off to go and prepare, which they should never have done that with me. They should have made me fight Kariz straight away because I was still raw as buggery. But he took me to America and we went to Fortune's gym. Excuse me. And we were sparring.
He's over there training with Freddie.
Freddie Roach and Pac-Man at that time when I was there. And mate, he got blokes the same size as Kariuki and the same boxing skills. And mate, he'd come up with this idea about the bowl over. So you remember when I fought him, I was like Dennis Lee with the big boom, and he's that much bigger than me. And I was doing it to blokes in LA and mate, they were blowing up. Like, who the fuck is this guy? This fucking kangaroo man. He can't throw punches like that. He's not boxing. Yeah. But it was fucking boxing and it worked. But even when I come back that fight, that is my greatest fight of all time. The way I transformed, and I was like a seasoned campaigner. My slipping, bobbing, weaving, and faking and everything. Yeah. I was a complete boxer compared to
he was a big favourite.
The pisshead that walked in there first fight. You know what I mean? And I take a lot of credit. I made it happen, but I couldn't have done it without Billy Hussein. So a lot goes out to Billy Hussein.
So let's just backtrack a little bit there then. You're in the house. You come off this long period of abusing yourself. Did you struggle in the house with the alcohol and the lack of alcohol, or did the solitude in the house? Like, were there periods? Like,
No,
the
I
times
never had
you've not-
withdrawals or nothing. I wasn't that bad.
No?
You know, I just did it out of boredom
Yeah,
and out of fucking just depression.
yeah,
Yeah.
But I think my brother's probably the same. If I make a decision on something, nothing can get past me. I just
Yeah,
I hone
that's
in
great.
and I just block everything out.
right.
I've got that ability to do that. That's with anything, and
Yeah.
I've been blessed that I've got that mindset that I can switch off and then fucking concentrate on things. But there's also a bad side of me where I can either go from the penthouse to the shit house. There's no mediocre.
Yeah.
But I'm still learning. I'm maturing.
So when you went,
I'm good now.
when you went to like between winning the Ogonoff fight, leaving the house, and before the final, you go to America, all that. Did you stay on the straight and narrow?
Yeah.
there? Yeah.
Mate, you wouldn't believe my boxing career. I didn't even touch a drop. I lie. When I had a win, I'd have a piss up, but
Yeah.
nothing that fucking extreme like
Yeah.
I was doing well before.
No 3-day benders.
Fuck.
No.
When I beat Mundine there, I went for a week, I think.
Yeah.
I think there's reports of me brother. We were at the
was
Dream
at the
Girls
fight.
and
I was
that was fucking kicking stones walking home. Someone said on the radio, I think it
Yeah.
was Ray Hadley show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they must have had a big night. The Wood brothers, we just saw Nathan Wood walking home with no shirt on. Typical.
That's a habit.
So you go over there and you train the fight. You win the final. How did you go preparing for Mundine though? Because that's once again, like, you've gone up levels already, but Mundine's just a whole new level.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Mundine, mate, to be honest, we grew up in the same neighbourhood. He's a bit older than me. All his cousins are mine, mate. We're all close, you know. He was a genius at football,
Yeah.
basketball. He could do everything. But, mate, I was a little bit in awe of him, of course. But like anything, it got real tribal and warfare. Like,
Yeah.
they tried to play some fucking sneaky games with me. Him and Coda, me and my dad went and saw him. And then out of the blue, they said, "Oh, we're not fighting you. We're not fighting you." And Dad went, "Yeah, you're fucking going to fight him. I'm telling you, you're
Yeah.
fighting him. Otherwise, we'll go to the papers, this and that." And they said, "Nah, we're not fighting him. Only if he fights just at middleweight." You know what I mean? And we went,
on
"Fucking
their
what?"
terms. Yeah.
Yeah, on their terms, because they knew I could punch. And if they cut my weight, like you've seen how he was
Yeah.
when he went from, mate, he was the best at super middleweight. He should never have left super middleweight. He was knocking blokes out. He would have been a world champion for sure. Then he had his idea, I'll come down to welterweight, and he looked a depleted fighter. And that's what it does
He
to
actually
you.
got down to junior middle too. at
Yeah,
one
that's
point.
crazy. And you saw his quality of boxer that he was. It was terrible. And that's all because of hydration.
Yeah.
I remember when I agreed and they give me an extra 100,000 to do it. But at the time, I couldn't have done it without Jeff making the weight. But for me to get on the scales, I had people lifting me on the scales. I was rat shit. I was flat
Really?
as.
Really? Wow.
And the only thing why I think I won was because he was such a big pot of gold at the end, if I can beat Mundine, where I actually stayed there after that, given the fact that there was Sam Solomon, who was a world champion, Daniel Gill,
Yeah.
and Chock. So I fought Chock in a rematch. I should never have been a middleweight. I should have more or less been a light heavy,
Yeah.
super middleweight, because I've got muscle and I've got strength. When you start tapping into eating away at your muscle, mate,
Just on that,
you can't burn the candle at both
because
ends.
people don't understand that. Okay, so when you cut weight,
I'd walk around at 86 kilos, 87,
Right.
and I'd cut to 72.
72.
0.5.
Okay, so there's 14 kilos. How much strength do you lose in that? Like, how can you feel it?
Yeah, no ass. I did my ass on the punt many a time, but that's a different doing your ass.
Yes,
But,
Mate,
but,
I was-
but
I was-
physically, like,
I was built
say
like
in
a
the gym
bird
doing
cage. You should have
push-ups.
seen me ribs. Is fucking terrible.
Like, I remember seeing you, but how
Yeah.
much strength do you lose?
Yeah, I was pretty
How
strong.
much
but
strength do you
how-
lose?
well,
Like
the
punching.
week of, you're doing a little bit of pad work and shadow boxing because you haven't got any energy.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to cutting water. I'd
Yeah.
cut water the last 3 days just to get the 72 kilos.
Yeah.
So it's hydration. No wonder blokes are dying
Yeah.
because it's not good for your brain. It's like your body's usually 75% fluid.
Yeah.
For me to get to 72, it's like a nut bouncing around in a box.
Yeah.
No wonder blokes' brains get bruised and that.
Yeah.
I'm not punchy now, but I'm pretty forgetful.
Garth,
Yeah.
before the Mundine fight, were you in hospital for a couple of days?
Yeah.
What was that
I
about?
forgot about that
Yeah.
one. I went to Queensland and I was training, and because you got your stinky wraps and that, remember?
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
supposed to air them out. I remember I hit someone and my nail come off. It got infected. And I just let it go. Oh, I'll be right. Anyway, my glands flared up and everything. And anyway, they had to cut my nail off and pull my thumb out and stitch it up and everything. This was 4 days before the fight.
That's because of the dieting too.
Yeah, that was because
4 days before the fight.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. And you know what? I was in the hospital and my resting heart rate was like fucking crazy, 38.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how fit you
minute.
are. Because you're
And,
so fit.
And this nurse went flying out into the...
Why?
His heart rate shit herself. And,
thought you were
and the
gonna die.
doc come in, he went, mate, what do you do for a living? I said, my boxer. He went, oh, he's very, very fit, this bloke. Super fit. Don't worry about that. She shit herself, this nurse. I forgot all about that. You brought that up.
Yeah, I remember
Some
it
crazy
quite well.
times. It was a good life, meaning I loved, ever since day one, Dad playing footy. We had a pool room. There was lots of Brian Chickamore, Ronnie Coote,
Baldy.
Bobby Fulton, all these blokes, Paulie Hayward. All I wanted to do was be an athlete like that.
Yeah.
And then my brother, because I was a baby, I saw, then first grade come, Super League came, and I didn't get to play. I was like, fuck, I want to be a professional athlete. And all I wanted to do was be super fit. If it wasn't footy, I wanted to do athletics. I wanted
Talking
to do
about being
boxing.
super thick, Garth, I spoke to Brash about this one day. I said, because Brash is the fittest bloke I've ever come across, by far. Tim Brasher, you can't beat him in anything, honestly. Weight for weight, he's the best. I said, who can anyone come close? He said, I struggled against you at South. Is that correct? Yeah. He struggled against Garth.
Yeah.
He was
in the 400,
faster
the
than
200,
me. He beat me over 100, but would do 400. I remember the
He got
ponds at
nervous when he
Centennial
raced him.
Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a competitor.
He's a competitor.
Me and him are both the same. Fuck
Yeah.
this, we're going to win. We did the ponds at Centennial Park, and that's when I was like superimposed.
Yeah, that's
There
it.
he goes, the big red, kicked away down the
Unbeatable.
outside. But yeah, I've always loved horse racing. I love punting.
You
I
love
love races.
training. You love
I
training.
love training. I'm a competitor.
So growing up in those days, your old man played for Newtown South and North.
Yeah, the Bears.
The Bears.
Yep.
Oh, actually, Natty's got a thing on his Instagram, I think, where he's
Yeah,
got
black and white. It's a
the
great
old
cracker.
photograph of an old top try scorer for the year, and
Bazza.
I think it was Russell Gartner was leading it,
Oh, okay.
17 tries, and coming second on 14 tries is your old man Barry and Bob.
Mate, I've seen footage of
company.
him, and I don't know how he gets it. He comes up with these black and whites, but my brother was electrifying over 40 metres.
Yeah.
He was.
My dad's not too far off it. I've seen some old 40s. Bazza could fucking run too.
Very tough
Yeah.
skill back
He's
then
good.
too.
Yeah. So
He had the good porno mode too.
Oh, didn't you?
I
Right.
don't know if they're good though.
Oh.
But those days, mate, when you're growing up and because growing up in the inner city, Newtown, Urco area, it's a different lifestyle. It's a hard one to explain to people who
If you look at it
have
now,
no exposure to it, isn't it?
You wouldn't know looking at it now. And Johnny Lewis said a good thing the other day. We did a community thing on Instagram, and he said, you know, back in the day, blokes used to carry guns. Now they carry purses.
Yeah.
You know, that's Erskine for you now. But
That's the change. But it was a tough area
But
back
the
in the
real
day,
estate's
wasn't it?
gone up because of it.
Yeah.
But as a kid, mate, in the
You played
80s,
footy or you fought back then?
I remember
it was,
sitting in the pub.
heroin was rampant. I remember
Yeah.
the people, the kids in high school were ODing,
Yeah.
and there was plenty of car thieves and armed robs.
Yeah.
It was, and there's plenty of punch ups.
Yeah.
It was crazy, mate. The South Sydney Juniors was thriving. My brother's grade in E grade, which is 15s. Zetland played the Rovers, and I promise you, there was at least 8 first graders in that comp.
Yeah.
Terry Hill, Craig Field, Darryl Trindle, a bloke called John Carr, who was a freak who should have played first grade.
Yeah.
Natty, Jimmy Dimmick,
Yeah.
Sedaris.
Yeah.
And if I forget a couple, John Gray was a great player, mate. And this grand final, Rovers won on the bell. But the quality of the South Juniors back then was off its tree. A grade,
Yeah.
C grade.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
all
mean?
changed.
It was great. You go to Waterloo Oval and, mate, there'd be a double header A grade, and there'd be the Couriers play Lapa, and All Blacks would play Rovers. Nathan Merritt's dad, Tony Merritt.
Yeah.
Mate, he was a freak. Some of the park football was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was a good environment to grow up in,
Yeah.
and some good role models.
Very athletic environment.
everyone
too.
played
Everyone
footy.
played, didn't they?
Boxed, or you get yourself into trouble.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Well, Garth and I were at I don't know what we've been doing. Remember one day we were in Newtown, and it was you, myself, your old man and Johnny were having lunch in a little pub.
Surfers?
I think, and we're sitting there, and like most people from that area, when they talk, it's all sort of coded. You know what I mean? Like you don't finish, you don't sort of quite finish what you're trying to say. Yeah. You talk as long as it takes for the other person to get it. And Barry and Johnny were talking about some bloke shooting some bloke, and me and Garth are sort of sitting there like looking, thinking, what's going on here? Yeah. And it's some old story from way back when.
I still do it now. I love sitting with Dad and Johnny. Johnny's a mad storyteller. Dad tells it, and you just want to go, who's that bloke?
Who's that?
And they'll go, nothing, don't worry.
Nothing, don't worry. Yeah. Well, that's what the conversation was this day. And they're sitting there, and Barry's going, you remember Johnny? And Johnny's going, yeah. And he's going, you remember that? And Johnny's going, yeah. And he goes, you know, and Johnny goes, mate, he shot him downstairs. I still don't know who they're talking about. But
no, never mind. Don't worry about it.
But it was one of those, that was just the conversation. Because that was the world they grew up in. Like it was an unbelievable place. Yeah. And when did you get graded then?
I debuted 17. I played against St George at Jubilee one day, and we got beat 1 point.
For South?
On the Julian O'Neill. Yeah. No, I was a fullback.
Oh, nice.
Jules was playing. Willie Pears. No, Willie didn't play. He played the week after. Darryl was playing. We had a pretty good side, but we got beat by 1 point by St George. But I played fullback that day. Kenny Shine was coach.
Well, that was about
97.
97, wasn't it? Kenny Shine. He coached me in 21s, Kenny Shine.
Did he?
Yeah, he knew his footy.
He did know his footy.
He knew his footy.
He coached me in 94 at Souths.
Did he?
Yeah.
Is there
he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah. So,
pardon me.
How do you look at your career now, your footy career, when you look back at it, mate?
Mate, I was at the Tigers and I was going to get signed by Junior when they were formed with the West suburbs and they become the West Tigers. He reneged on a contract and I was filthy. I hated the world. Fuck this, fuck that. I should be playing first grade. Best thing ever happened to me. I went and boxed, amateur boxed. Yeah. Had a taste for boxing, did all right. Tried to get the Manchester Games. Got in the final against a bloke called Jamie Pittman, who was the Olympic captain. Yep. Beat him and got disqualified and then thought, fuck this again.
He was a very good fighter.
Went back to footy. So the fact that I went and had 2 years off and then come back and then played first grade again. After I played with the Jim Beam Cup with Joey Thomas. I've had some good coaches. Yeah. Joey Thomas. Darryl Neville, who was my 20s coach. He's a fantastic coach. And then I went from Jim Beam Cup back into first grade because Arthur Katinas loved the way I was playing. And I played probably another 15 games first grade. And then by then I got osteopubis, slowed up a bit because I was on the wing. And then after that, I sort of went downhill, went south of the border. Everything hit me rock bottom.
You're good with the mop.
Marriage. I was very good with mop.
He's very good with the mop.
My mate here, what were you doing at the police then?
Oh, I had to pay community service.
We were kids and he was community service. And Nat was on here the other day. We're blood, more or less. He's like our big uncle, me and Nat when we were kids.
I'll always have
and I idolised him. He'd take me down the tab and be at the tab of him. He goes, mate, I'll buy you lunch if you mop the whole basketball floor for me at the police always. So I was mopping the floor for Johnny back in the day when he was doing his community service.
Was that South Sydney Police Boys?
No, it was Newtown Police Boys.
Chickamore.
That was my community service.
Had some good idols to look up to. Johnny Lewis, Chickamore.
Yeah.
We had some good blokes.
Good memories.
Role models, really.
Yeah. So the end of your footy came about basically because your marriage sort of ended at the same time.
And bad injury, osteopubis. You never hear of it now, but Aussie rules players get it. It's sort of where your tendon comes off your pubic bone.
Yeah.
Could be from a couple
How long did it take to get over that, though?
I couldn't lift weights. I couldn't come out of the blocks.
Yeah.
So more or less, I didn't get another offer off him, but it just made me want to get back in the ring.
Yeah.
But even though, you know what, even though I was on the piss and running amok, there'd be days I'd just rock up at the Sydney Uni with my headgear and my gloves on and trying to be like, what are you doing?
That's how fit you were, mate.
Can I want to spar someone? Because I just wanted to bash myself or just come on. It's fucking stupid. But anyway, it helped. Little did I know that that hunger was when he gave me a phone call to say, mate, you wouldn't believe what happened. Shannon Taylor's out. Are you interested? I went, all I really wanted was someone to go, mate, I believe in you. Well, fuck, let's go then. You
Garth,
know
I'm
what I mean?
glad
It was good.
Sorry, Paul.
We're going to say you're causing problems for a few at the time. Now, I remember at one point you'd been on a bender and your dad was terribly worried about you.
Yeah, a bloke was dead in the gutter
And they found a bloke
Australia
died.
Street.
Bloke died, and your father went to the
Thought it
to the
was
police
me.
station and said, I want to know who it is. And they said, mate, we can't release it. And in the end, he said, mate, I'm afraid it's my son.
Yeah,
And
I put him through some
that's
hell
pretty
buzzer over
confronting.
the years. Yeah, no, what can we say?
But you came through it, didn't you?
I come
you
through it.
came
I'm
through
good now, and you know, I've got 2 daughters. Thank fuck I haven't had 2 sons. I don't know how that ended up, because my mum and dad done a great job. We had a great upbringing. Our house was packed. But you know, my dad was tough love, and I was just talking to Nat the other day, like tough but fair. But if he always used to say, you can bullshit everyone else, don't fucking bullshit yourself.
Yeah.
And which is how we always are. You know, if I did have a bender or I fucking wasn't pulling me weight, I'd go and flog myself in training and try and turn my life around. But it all come from mum and dad. We were blessed with 2 fucking terrific parents, and
she's my
I
favourite.
can't thank them. Yeah, mum's good.
Wendy's
Everyone
the
loves
best.
mum. Mum had a great career. She was on 2KY with a singer when
That's right.
she was called Beryl.
Oh, she
She was
changed
the
the
first
government,
Kyle
didn't
and
she?
Jackie. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
changed the
was Winge and Wendy. So
Oh, she was good.
Didn't you? Yeah, Winge and Wendy. She changed the government. And she was in the ad for the Labor
Mr.
Party.
Grinder. Was it Mr. Grinder? Nick Grinder?
Nick Griner's his
Where's the
name.
money come on, Mr. Grinder?
Grinder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was a champion.
That was a Singo invention. So,
Yeah, Singo,
You got your mum along.
But Dad wrote a lot of stuff for him. Dad's pretty clever
Yeah,
on the
he is.
2KY show. So
Yeah.
I've been blessed with mum and dad, me and Nat. So hats off to yous.
You're an ambassador for the Are You OK?
Yeah, I was. My dad's best mate was Barry Larkin.
Yeah.
His son Gavin kicked it all off, and he knew my story. How depressed I was before the whole Contender come along, and I was the first real, mentor, ambassador for Are You OK when it first come off, and it's still going great today. I know a lot of people use the depression card and suicidal, but it's a real deal thing. You know, people that are suffering, they don't usually put their hand up. It's the ones that, you know, I've had a lot of people, especially good friends that we haven't been there for them, and they've turned that way. So it's a big factor, and we should be made aware of it a lot more than it is.
Yeah, because you were quoted, you said, you're not too weak to call out someone and say, I'm not doing too well. Can you give me a hand?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things that are going to happen in my life that I haven't experienced yet. You know, I don't know how that's going to affect me. You know, you get loss of a loved one or illness, you know.
We just don't want to reach out, do we,
hard
Paul?
times. You just always got to just ask someone, are you okay? Which is exactly right.
It's much harder for the males.
It is.
We don't want to put our hand up and say we're weak, but it's not a sign of weakness.
No, I think it's just upbringing. You know, Aussies, you got to be tough. Don't let anyone know that you're soft or something. But you know, everyone hurts. No one's Superman. It's tough times. Everyone goes through it. You just got to be aware for your loved ones, I think.
Good.
Well, and your mates.
Yeah.
Well, you're pretty lucky in that area. Like you do have a good.
Great
Yeah,
team.
you're if you have, I dare say if you have a problem, it's more along the lines that you're unwilling to actually sort of say yes, I need a bit of a hand here, because you didn't do that back then when you were brought into the Contender house.
I was lucky.
You've had your other moments here and there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been lucky. There's always people. Johnny Lewis today still rings me. He saved my life. He knows that. I tell him every day. I actually buy him. He loves a rock cake.
Rock cake.
So I get him a rock cake and I get a Lemington. And even the other day, I give him a coffee. We sit in Urco Park and I love listening to his war stories. And
he's the best.
Have you ever met a bloke like Johnny who tells you he can't have sweets, but who can't say no to him? You know what I mean? Like every time you have a coffee with him, you sit there and if someone has a cake, he's like, oh, I shouldn't.
One of those muffins. Well, that muffin looks good. Yeah, him and Dad are a sucker for. There's a joint, Cow Moon, in my road. They're a sucker for a muffin. Dad and Johnny, they love them.
Well,
I always remember Johnny Lewis. Paulie said to me, "If you got nothing good to say about anybody, don't say anything at all." That has stuck with me. Yeah, he's always swore by that. Yeah,
no, you're right.
It's so true. It's so true.
I remember when I was writing Johnny's book. Johnny was the hardest bloke in the world to sit down and just be able to sit down and talk to.
Really?
Yeah, because he's just always busy.
Oh,
Every
okay.
time
That way,
you
okay.
try and chat,
Yeah, okay.
Johnny, we need to sit down, mate. I need to get find out what was going on, whatever. Yeah, mate, not a problem. Listen, mate, I'm having a coffee with Chang. You know what I mean? So, and we started out. In the end, what we had to do was basically meet at a coffee shop in Urco Road.
Yeah.
And Johnny said, I'll meet you at the coffee shop at Urco Road. I said, right. I said, which one? He said, oh, mate, the one at the top. That was it. That was it, right? Anyway, and he said, mate, but Chang's coming. Chang's coming. So Chang Langlands.
He loved it.
So then what happens is we turn up, and Chang, I love Chang, right? He was a grumpy old bloke, but he could not suffer fools. He hated adulation. He hated people telling him how good he was and all the rest of it.
Yeah, enough of it.
And Chang was the sort of bloke, if you just treated him like a normal person and pull your head in, that's bloody stupid.
Exactly.
He appreciated that. He liked being treated normally because he was like he's an immortal. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
But his pet hate was cold coffee, right? Or let me rephrase that. His pet hate was coffee that was not scalding hot. Like it had to burn your tongue for him to be happy with it. Okay. And so we'd sit there and we meet at this coffee shop, top coffee shop at Urco Road. And then I get a phone call from Joe. Mate, we're not going there anymore. Chang's coffee was cold. I said, righto. Well, where can we move? Mate, we'll go the next one down. So we went to the next one down. And so we'd meet there a couple of times a week. Paul, mate, we're not going there anymore, mate. Chang's coffee was cold. Next one down. And in the end, we walked all the way down Urco Road.
Until he found a good coffee.
And we got the last one. I thought, this is going to be interesting to see what happens now. Because you could, in the world of Urco, you can only drink coffee at Urco Road. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to go over to Bondi and have a coffee. And anyway, we got to the bottom one. I thought, I can't wait to see what happens here when the coffee gets cold one day. Anyway, it only took a week or so. Mate, we're not going anymore. Righto, where are we going? Mate, we're going one up the top again. And we just started again. We just started again. And that's just the world they live in, mate. Yeah. It was just sitting there chatting, having a coffee.
Creature of habits.
Trying not to have a vanilla slice or a
rock cake.
Mate, and just to sort of bring it round though, you come around, you're fighting, and when you're fighting Mundine, I want you to talk through that because the preparation, where I know you're confident, I know you've got the real ability to
mental game,
hypnotise yourself, to sort of just convince yourself.
Mate, the mental game got him. Given the fact he saw what I did knocking out Israel Carney. I remember he was in the crowd and the camera went straight to him when I knocked Carney out, and even when I was wrestling Victor Oganoff and they saw it. But Garth's the underdog, but they knew that there was a relationship.
You weren't intimidated.
Because kids were from,
and you were bullied,
because I was from the neighbourhood.
Yeah.
And I admired him.
You knew his mentality.
But I knew that he had a side to him. I'm a mummy's boy, but he was a mummy's boy as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I saw he had that softness about him. He wasn't rah like me and my brother were. So, you know what happened? We had our first press conference. Dad's confidence started growing with me, right? And the last fight that Choc had before he was posted to fight me, he fought an Argentinian. An Argentinian whacked him and he didn't look that fucking good. And Dad said, and they had a verbal, it's still on YouTube. He said, your boy's not going to beat me, brother. You know what I mean? He said, yeah, well, I've got money. He says he will. He goes, yeah, put it up. He goes, I've got $1 million. He says he will. He goes, all right, I'll bet you. He goes, well, give me the fucking 10-1. Then someone had to tell him that it's going to be 10 million for you, Chuck.
Yeah.
And then he was like, fuck, they're fucking fair dinkum. Yeah. Like he didn't, I don't think I thought I was just going to come and get the payday and cop it and not really go on with it and really challenge him. And then throughout we had a face-off, and if you get a face-off, we have a verbal, and there's the theatre there, and I'd get under his skin, and I just know when I look at someone, and that's what a fighter has inside him. When I don't worry about the stare down nothing, but I'm very good with a verbal in the mental game. All you want to see is that little chink that you got him.
You can see it and
I just got to keep getting him.
When you look at Mundine, right, and you're trying to find a weakness in him, something to intimidate him, rattle his head a little bit, make him think about things and to unnerve him and all that. So you're saying things to just push his buttons?
Yeah.
Do you remember the kinds of things you're saying? If we can keep it family friendly?
I told him I was going to.
Well,
you
that's
got to
the-
get on
that's-
it. Like,
That's not family.
No, but
That's
you
not
gotta-
family friendly.
Seriously, if you want to go and
Yeah.
look at FaceTime, just go and have a look.
Yeah.
It's called the Face Off. But
You
mate,
verbal.
I was never racial or nothing. But I wasn't
But-
mad like a lunatic.
And
I
Paul's
was just
saying,
laughing
yeah.
and cunning and.
But what were you
Like
looking
nothing-
for?
nothing
What, were you,
worried
what
me.
was the
What was the chink?
What was the chink that you looked for? What or the chink that you identified? That you thought
His weakness.
I've got him now. I'm in his head.
Just the way he couldn't get his words together and that, and just
Yeah.
everything.
So he
I was just
He was
mocking the way he was trying to belittle me and that, and saying like, "Where do you come up with who writes your material for? Fucking this and that." And
Yeah.
I was being just jovial, but yeah.
Yeah.
But, and like I didn't have a care in the world. I didn't give a fuck about
Yeah.
you, but not like, "Oh, I'm gonna bash you." Nothing like that. Just a little bit crazy and just
Yeah.
laughing me head off all the time. He's like, "Fucking, is he all there?" Or what?"
And this is gonna. I know how you're gonna answer this, but I'm gonna ask you because I want you to talk through it. It's easy in such a big step that you're taking to feel some nervousness, even slight intimidation. Hang on, this guy's he's well ranked. He's an elite fighter. He's beaten some very, very good fighters already. You're still, for want of a better term, you were still very much a novice.
Very green, yeah.
Okay. And so that self-doubt that you had, that he was trying to exploit too in your psyche, how did you not allow that in?
Oh, it was
And how did
fucking
you
there.
overcome
Let me
that?
tell you, it was there.
Yeah.
You just
don't show
How
it.
did you not
Fuck no.
reveal it then? Talk us through how you felt and
Mate,
how
I got
how you
picked
did
on
feel
my whole
inside.
life growing up
Yeah.
in Alexandria. I tell you, my brother was my big brother, but he was a bastard. He used
Yeah.
to fucking put shit on me all the time. Every kid, I was bullied at school, everything, and I think it comes with growing up and just you're a product of your environment, mate.
Yeah,
I
no.
was shit scared for a while there when I was leading up to Chuck. Chuck was the fucking
What were you worried about? Just
being embarrassed, not
Yeah.
getting hurt. I saw how fast his hands were and how good
Yeah.
his feet were. He was unbelievable.
yeah,
And am I up to this? Fucking hell. How quickly did this boom, boom, I'm here.
Yeah.
Only couple of sleeps ago, I was off my head on the piss and running them up.
yeah,
And then boom, 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 I've had 2 wins and now I'm fighting Chalk.
yeah,
Am I really that good?
yeah.
Mate, there was doubt, but there's no way in the world I was going to show him. So I
How
had
did-
to play.
how did you hide that?
Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a good actor.
Yeah, we'll get onto that.
I don't know. Mate, I knew what I wanted, and I was going to change my life. I was going to have my girls back in my world. They love their dad again. I'm someone.
Yeah,
I got this far away from being a full-on first grader, but it didn't happen.
yeah.
Fuck this. And then I put all this into fucking boxing. Now I'm going to be someone.
The second shot of
I was
life.
not
Yeah,
going to
The
die.
past failures. helped
If
him,
I
yeah.
was going to die, I was going to die trying. I was
Yeah.
willing to die in the ring. That's what separated us.
Yeah.
With every time I got in the ring.
And then
It's a bit crazy, but I didn't have much else.
what about then the moments immediately before the fight? So you're doing the press tour, so to speak. Then you had the face off. You had the weigh in. All those moments where you came together. Was there? How did you feel like fighters weigh themselves up against each other? Yeah. Look, you can feel the other fighter's strength or lack of strength.
Mate,
That's fair to say.
That's just how the cards were played out, more or less. I don't know. You know, when
But
you
you
really
felt-
want something, you just got to accept it.
But did you feel like
Get
you were getting on
invited.
top of him? Did you feel like in those days before the fight that balance had shifted?
Mate, you know what? I think boxers are. I've been told once before I'm quite delusional, but
Yeah.
I think you got to be delusional at the
Yeah,
start to achieve what you got to aim for the stars, not the
Yeah.
streetlights.
yeah,
Yeah.
And you got to bullshit to yourself until you get there, and then you're done, and then you go, I always knew I was going to do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Fucking no way did you?
yeah.
You get doubt every day, every time you wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, what am I doing? Am I doing
And
the right thing?
how'd you answer that? Did you go out and train?
You just got to
through it
go
like
and train. You got to involve. You got to hang around the right people. Obviously, I had to stay away from negative shit talk because
Yeah.
it eats at you.
Yeah,
And I had to get
Absolutely.
away from people that would go, oh, mate, but he's this, but he's that, but he's had 43 fights. You've had fucking for 6 fights.
yeah,
I just had to ignore it. I had to get away from it. And mate, boxers doubt themselves every fucking day.
yeah,
You know, because it's one sport that you can dead set die
yeah,
if you get that
Yeah.
knock in
Yeah,
the
of
wrong
course.
spot.
Mm.
So there's an understanding why there's bravado there and blokes talk it up because
yeah,
everyone shits themselves.
yeah.
Garth, let's go to the fight itself. When did you know in that fight? What round did you know yourself? I've got this.
I knew when I couldn't get my. You know what? I was weary of him. If he could let his hands go, he could hurt me.
Yeah.
Because he's so fast and he's so talented.
What was the moment in that fight that you knew
When
I
he
got
wouldn't
this
let
bloke?
go, he was holding me, and the ref tried to say I was holding him,
That's
but I
right.
knew
Okay.
he shit himself here. I just want to get my chance. And me and Jeff practice, get him on the ropes, hit him in the body, then left hook, overhand right. And we practice it. People said I closed my eyes when I did the combination. That was no fucking fluke.
Yeah.
Me and Jeff were at 5 Dock at his house. He had his own Jeff Fennick war hit box bag, whatever it was. And we did the same combo over. He went through everything with me. He sat in the sauna with me. He dropped the weight with me.
Jeff does that.
Yeah.
Jeff loves you.
Yeah.
Right? You love Jeff. Jeff loves you. He loves you. If you're his enemy, he's the worst enemy you want. And I idolized him when I was a kid. He's like an uncle, mate. I did an Operation Mower ad with him. I did a commercial with him.
That's right.
We lived with him. We fucking loved him.
So that was the
And,
moment
mate,
when he
it
kept
was-
grabbing you.
So when you fought him, you did exactly that. You hit. There was a left rip to the liver,
Left rip
and then you hit him with an overhand right, sort of hit him sort of above the ear or behind the,
and a left
kind of
hook.
over the round the ear. Yeah, no, well, the left hook was as he was going. He was gone by then. He didn't need the left hook just to finish it, but it did.
Yeah.
Was that that moment when you saw him starting to crumble, and you knew he was going down, and certainly when that right hand landed, you knew he wasn't getting up.
Mate, I went and jumped on the ropes and balanced myself on the top rope.
I remember
'Cause
that. And your brother came
all
out
my
and carried
dreams,
you.
My Christmases, my dreams, everything I've ever wanted and asked for to whoever's out there, the universe, came.
Yeah.
And mate, I
Such a
don't
high
know
point.
how I balanced on the ropes, and then Jeff come and grab me, Nat grabbed me.
Yeah.
Mate,
Because Nat guy had $5,000 on you, at 6 to 1 or something.
I can't explain like how grateful I was that I got. The genie went, give us a wish, what do you want? It happened.
They come through hard
And
work.
it come through 18 months of,
Yeah.
how long was I a boxer for? Not long. I knew to get in and get out.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that many people walk on their heels now. It's so easy. Real good fighters, they do too many. You get hurt in the ring, sparring. Not so much. I only got hurt once by Gil in a fight.
Yeah.
And other than that, I got hurt more in sparring. Because the Aussie boxers out here compared to going to the States when I went, they don't try and hurt each other. They try and help each other. Well, they do. But there's too much ego and bravado here. And I've got hurt more in sparring
A lot of
sessions
sparring
than-
here is just
Yeah, it's
straight out
fucking crazy.
fighting. They
It's the
don't
Wild
look
West.
after
It's
each
like,
other.
let's go. And anyway. But mate, I've had a good career when it's come down to what I've done, and I can't thank in boxing it's not me, it's we. I had a great gang, great team with me, and a great supporters base. So I couldn't have done it with the team I had. If I
Great
couldn't have
memories,
done it
mate.
with
Good
that.
on you.
And
Good on
I
you.
introduced you, talk about the bravado and the way you're a great actor and all this sort of stuff. When I introduced you at the start of the show, I said you were in a decor ad. You actually were in a decor ad when you were, what, 10 or 11 or something?
88. Yeah, I was 10.
10 years old in 1988. So you're in the shower singing Decor, that ad, that famous ad.
Yeah.
You're one of the people in the shower singing Decor.
I had
Paul, can I ask you, what's decore? What was that?
It's shampoo.
For your hair?
Yeah, that's why he's got none.
Obviously didn't work, Garth.
Mate,
Okay.
my legal team should be fighting that now.
But mate, you still do, and you have done acting all through your life, haven't you?
Very good at it.
I was in Ibrahim's thing for a small
Last
little
King
role.
of the Cross.
I played a junkie or junkie drug dealer,
Yeah.
and Sam chucks me out the window.
Sam.
I'm still doing it now, so
On the roof of a car.
you know what? I'm a dreamer. Anything can happen. See what happens.
Exactly, right. Don't
How did
give
you
up,
get into
mate.
the acting now? Because you're
Brian
honestly, you're the
Chickamore.
last bloke I'd ever pick
I'm
as
going
an
to tell you
actor.
how it happened. Obviously, these days kids have ADD. I was told Garth's very hyperactive.
Hyperactive.
He doesn't sit still.
Join the club, my friend.
And Chickamore was like another father.
Yeah.
I'd go to the police boys every day, and Dad said, "Listen, no one's allowed to lay their hands on you, but you're going to Camp Mackay this week with Chicka. You get out of line, he can put you in the line."
Yeah.
And I was a cheeky little fuck. He kicked me up the arse one day, and I went, "Oh," and I never said a word back to Chicka. But Chicka come home to mum and dad's, and he went, he's got 2 daughters, Narada and Kirsten. He goes, Narada and Kirsten do drama. should put Garth into the drama classes. So that's how it happened. And then from there, I was getting commercial after commercial. And I just love getting in the character. I enjoy it. I am a character.
What's the best like character you've had to like sort of get into?
What do you like? What character do you like?
I'll give anything a challenge.
Oh, okay.
It's all about the challenge. I don't know.
Is it hard though? Is it hard? Because Hugo, our producer over here, we've made him cry right on the spot just to prove his acting ability.
Really?
Could you cry on the spot?
Nah, it'd be pretty hard.
Yeah.
Right? Hugo won't.
Depends.
Hugo won't admit it to anybody, but
that'd be hard. But no, I don't. I just think acting is acting, but you got to keep it real. You got to be yourself.
Yeah.
And take a piece of whatever or the character you got to do. I don't know. I'm not no Oscar performance actor, but I'm still learning like anything. And
because you've got a great head for a character actor. Yeah.
I'm just looking at that
do
now.
I?
We put our heads together, Garth.
As you get
Bowling
older,
ball.
as you get older, I guarantee you will get more roles because your face will suit.
Well, I'm getting old now. There's a few wrinkles coming out.
But that's going to help you. See, if you're younger, there's a million good-looking actors, and you're not good-looking. See,
What's his
but
name?
as
I've
an
got a
older
face
guy,
only a mother can love.
as an older guy,
Diesel.
Eh?
What's his name? That bloke. What's his name?
He's a Hoxwa.
Vin
Vinny
Diesel.
Yeah,
Diesel.
okay. He wakes up with. Yeah, okay.
He's a very
He's a
good
great actor.
You like him?
He's
not my kind.
We've had Naves on here before. Naves is a very good actor.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt,
But
he's
Naves
champion.
got his start in
Hold
that
on a
Vin
minute.
Diesel
Hold on a minute,
movie.
you two. We got Hugo over there, mate. Don't hurt his feelings either.
Yeah, I know.
Hugo can act.
Hugo's there. If Hugo can come and cry for us, we might try and get him into a role somewhere.
Yeah.
But Naves got his role with Vin Diesel based on his face.
I know. Yeah.
Really?
Vin
Didn't
Diesel
say a word.
saw
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
and said, mate, that's the face that's been lived in. I want him.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm holding out hope for you here.
It's unique.
Mate, you want to be my agent?
I
Give me
tell
if
you
you're
what,
right.
Garth, it's unique.
I won't take any more than 12%.
Yeah.
12%.
Anyway, but you enjoy it though, don't
Oh,
you?
I love it. It's good.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
Something might happen.
Something
You know
might
me,
happen.
I
Who
chuck my hat
knows?
in the ring
Paul,
many a
I
time.
think Paul can be a great producer. Come up with a great script.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I'll see
There you
what I
go,
can
Garth.
come up with for you.
Can I,
The,
put I want to play a role too.
But at the moment now, how are you sort of getting through life at the moment now then?
Mate, I'm working demolition and renovations with a mate of mine. Graph Group.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Nice.
Working hard, putting food on the table. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. And life at home, everything
Life
is
at
settled
home's
down
good.
there and it's all good.
Everything's
How
settled
good's
down.
that?
Yeah.
Good on you,
Daughters are women now. I think I'll be a
Your
grandfather
daughter plays
soon.
for that.
I'm looking.
Your daughter
Yeah.
plays
Yeah.
for the Roosters,
Sharks?
doesn't she, in the
Oh,
NRLW?
She's in the NRLW.
It's
She's
the
with
Roosters.
the
Still. She's
Roosters.
the Roosters on the wing.
They're going good. I think they've won 14 on the trot.
Yeah.
Wow. Good on her.
So they're going for 15.
She goes well too, doesn't she?
She's good. She's a competitor. She can play anywhere. They got her on the wing. They had her on second row, on and off. But,
Yeah.
mate, she should be lucky that she's in that team. They've red hot that side. So
Yeah.
Good on her, mate.
she's
Good
young.
DNA.
She
Same
goes
with
well
Billy.
herself.
Billy's the baby. She's a beautician.
Yeah.
My kids, they're my best friends. So I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate.
All right, mate. It's been wonderful.
Thank you.
All right. Thank
I've
you for coming and sharing your story.
I've enjoyed it.
Pleasure,
I've really enjoyed it, Garth. Thank you,
And
Drew.
still got one of the greatest moments in Australian sport.
Cheers.
Not
Country's never gone up as one the night I think that you knocked Mundine out.
Yeah.
And mate, it's yours forever. So well done.
Cheers, fellas. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, mate.
Had a great one.